How did Marcus Aurelius become emperor, despite not being the strongest? The answer lies not in the strength of the body, but in the strength of the mind. The reign of Marcus Aurelius was not built on brute force, nor on the illusion of power so many men chase in vain. His ascent to emperor was the result of something deeper, an indomitable spirit, shaped by self-mastery and relentless discipline. Strength is often misunderstood. We, as humans, are seduced by images of power. We see the glory of physical dominance, the sway of influence, and we believe that strength is found in conquering others. But Marcus Aurelius did not climb to the throne through conquest or force. He rose because he conquered himself. In his meditations, Marcus reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." True power, the kind that moves empires, is found in self-control. It is the strength to face every moment with calm, to subdue one's emotions when the world around us seems to erupt in chaos. Marcus ruled his empire, yes, but first, he ruled his own soul. We live in a world full of distractions, driven by impulses and emotions that, if left unchecked, lead us to destruction. The Stoics knew that the battle was always within. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they all taught the same truth. It is not the blows of fate that break us, but our responses to them. Marcus Aurelius wasn't chosen because he could dominate others, but because he could master himself. He understood that life would be full of suffering, but it was our duty to rise above it. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This is the crux of our existence, to strive not for power over others, but for mastery over ourselves. For what is the worth of an empire if its ruler is a slave to his own emotions? The true path to greatness, as Marcus knew, is in the quiet discipline of the soul. It is in the daily practice of controlling the uncontrollable, ourselves. He was not seduced by luxury or intoxicated by power. He knew that the only victory worth striving for was the victory over our desires, over our anger, our fears, our ego. To a Stoic, this is strength. The world will always be in flux, full of things outside our control. We cannot change the wind, but we can steady our minds. We cannot stop death, but we can prepare our souls to meet it with dignity. Marcus Aurelius lived by this, and it shaped his reign. His legacy is not built on conquering lands or crushing enemies, but on the quiet, relentless pursuit of virtue. How did Marcus Aurelius ascend to the position of emperor, despite not being the most physically formidable figure in Rome? The answer lies in a profound understanding of what true strength entails. Strength has never merely been a matter of physical prowess. Rather, it encompasses resilience, wisdom, and the unwavering clarity that arises from living in harmony with the natural order of the universe. It is about aligning oneself with reason and maintaining composure in the face of suffering, without allowing that suffering to consume one's spirit. Marcus Aurelius exemplified this kind of strength. He didn't stand firm because he was free from fear. On the contrary, he experienced fear just like anyone else. What set him apart was his ability to acknowledge fear as a passing emotion, allowing it to flow through him without permitting it to take control of his thoughts or actions. This capacity to transcend fear is a vital lesson for all of us. We are not meant to be enslaved by our impulses or to be driven like wild beasts by the tumultuous storms of life that threaten to overwhelm us. Instead, we are called to rise above these challenges and to navigate them with grace and dignity. Marcus Aurelius's reign was fraught with challenges. Wars ravaged the empire. Plagues swept through the populace, and political turmoil was ever present. Yet, through it all, he maintained a remarkable steadiness. His strength stemmed not from an absence of adversity, but from his Stoic philosophy, which taught him that obstacles are not merely hindrances, but rather opportunities for growth and learning. He famously stated, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This encapsulates his belief that every challenge he faced was not just a barrier, but a lesson. Every hardship a chance to sharpen his intellect and refine his character. We must internalize this profound wisdom as well. Life, in all its unpredictability, will inevitably test us. We will encounter adversity, experience disappointment, and endure pain. However, the Stoic lesson remains steadfast. Those who have mastered themselves, who have learned to navigate and overcome the destructive emotions that can tear others apart, will stand resolute when the storms of life inevitably arrive. It is this internal strength, the strength of the mind and spirit, that elevated Marcus Aurelius to the status of emperor. It is a strength that we too must aspire to cultivate within ourselves. By mastering our inner selves, we can become unbreakable, capable of withstanding the trials that life throws our way. Ultimately, the journey is not about becoming the strongest individual in a physical sense. It is about achieving a sense of wholeness and balance within. True strength lies in the ability to remain centered and composed amidst chaos, to transform challenges into stepping stones, and to emerge from adversity not just intact, but enriched and enlightened. In this pursuit of inner mastery, we find the essence of what it means to be truly strong. In a world that often equates strength with brute force and dominance, Marcus Aurelius serves as a powerful counterexample, illustrating that the most profound form of strength is rooted in the mind and spirit. His ascension to the throne was not predicated on martial prowess or physical might. Rather, it was his philosophical depth and emotional resilience that enabled him to lead effectively during tumultuous times. To understand this more deeply, we must appreciate the Stoic principles that guided his life. Stoicism teaches that our thoughts and perceptions shape our experiences. By cultivating a wise and rational mindset, we can confront the inevitable hardships of life with equanimity. Marcus Aurelius embodied this philosophy, often reflecting on the transient nature of existence and the impermanence of both pleasure and pain. His meditations reveal a man who sought to understand himself and the world around him, striving to align his actions with virtue and reason. When faced with the challenges of leadership, including the pressures of war, disease, and political strife, Marcus did not retreat into despair or aggression. Instead, he approached each situation with a calm and measured demeanor, recognizing that his response to adversity would define not only his character, but also the fate of the empire. He understood that while he could not control external events, he could control his reactions to them. This inner control is what made him a formidable leader, capable of inspiring loyalty and respect from his soldiers and subjects alike. Moreover, Marcus Aurelius recognized the importance of community and the interconnectedness of all people. His writings often emphasize the value of empathy and understanding, reminding himself that every individual is part of a larger whole. By cultivating compassion and a sense of duty toward others, he fostered a spirit of unity during times of crisis. This commitment to the common good further solidified his role as a beloved emperor, as he epitomized the idea that true leadership involves serving others rather than seeking power for its own sake. In our own lives, we can draw inspiration from Marcus Aurelius's example. The challenges we face may not be as monumental as those he encountered, but they are significant in their own right. By embracing the Stoic mindset, we can learn to view our obstacles as opportunities for growth. We can practice self-reflection, striving to understand our emotions and reactions, and work toward mastering our inner selves. Additionally, cultivating a sense of community and empathy can strengthen our resilience. By supporting one another and recognizing our shared humanity, we create networks of strength that help us endure life's trials. In doing so, we honor the legacy of Marcus Aurelius, who taught us that true strength is not about being invulnerable, but about being adaptable, compassionate, and wise. Ultimately, as we navigate the complexities of our own lives, we must remember that the journey toward inner strength is ongoing. It requires dedication, self-awareness, and a willingness to learn from both our triumphs and our failures. By following in the footsteps of Marcus Aurelius, we can aspire to embody the qualities that define true strength, emerging from adversity not just as survivors but as individuals enriched by our experiences and committed to the greater good. In this way, we honor the timeless wisdom of a philosopher king who understood that the path to greatness lies not in the physical domain, but in the mastery of the self.